if they need social media, are they gonna be on social media? Hello people of the internet, my name is LJ, welcome to A Journey East. If you've been following me for a while, you probably know about my side hustle in that I do some freelancing. I've done some freelancing for a long time, and I was thinking about it and I was like, I used to do videos on this stuff all the time, and I don't know why I stopped. I think I got kind of like shy about it because I started to get like new followers from my real life and stuff like that, and I don't know, I'm just weird. So anyway, I decided that I'm gonna start a little series on this channel. But if you guys have questions and would like to be featured in these future videos, leave me a comment down below, and if you have a hustle or a side hustle or business, leave it in the comment as well and I'll shout you out. First question that everybody wants to know is, how do you get started? How do you find clients? What brought you here? Etc. Okay, so I'm not gonna get too much into my own personal story because one, I feel like if you are a subscriber of this channel, you've kind of seen it, and two, if you're new to this channel, that's kind of really boring. I actually did an interview with one of my YouTube friends, it's me, Lori. I did that, I don't know, a few months ago now, but I'm gonna leave it down below. There is a YouTube video and a podcast, and we talked for like 30 or 45 minutes all about social media. Actually, I'm gonna leave a link down below too, which is my like as seen on page on my website. But if you're looking to start, right now it's easier than ever. There are so many websites out there and people know what a freelancer is. People are accepting of it. Like back when I started, which I'm not saying it's been so long, but I'm just saying back then still, I mean, like I had an internship at the time and my boss was just like, you're doing what? Like, you don't want to look for a real job? Like he was just like so confused, you know? And now I feel like it's a viable path for people. People are accepting of it. You know, a lot of people, it's just very common. So you can do a quick Google search and find a ton of online talent communities. So there's Upwork, there's Cloud Peeps, there's Fiverr. You know, there's just a few off the top of my head. The key to really navigating those websites for me was I just needed to get hired for something, to get that 5-star rating, to show that I had made a transaction and gotten paid, because a lot of the really good gigs on there won't hire somebody who's like brand new and has a blank profile. I mean, why would they? So yeah, first thing, obviously fill out your profile, but second thing, get hired for something. So, you know, it wasn't really my first choice to get hired to write IT blogs and CRM software blogs and retirement community blogs for $20 an article, but I did it because I needed to. And I actually did that for a really long time when I was in college, and it was a great supplement to my income. I mean, like I was in college, so I basically had like very little income. I was working at the mall and then I got an internship and quit the mall. I never want you to forget about the real world either. I know particularly for social media and like anything in the digital space, we often think of like internet as our top go-to place to find clients and stuff like that. And there is a lot that you can find on there, but don't ever underestimate, you know, face-to-face communication, because if you think about it, so your services are probably being catered to other small brands and businesses and bloggers and things like that. If they need social media, are they gonna be on social media? Do you know what I mean? Like, not all companies are savvy enough to go on to Upwork.com, and like some people just don't even know that exists. If you didn't know that existed, how did they know it existed? Get involved in your community, get involved with your local chamber of commerce. I am pretty lucky. I mean, I don't live in the biggest city in the world, but I do live in a city that has something of an entrepreneurial community and something of a tech community and a creative community. So there's a lot of different networking events that I'm able to attend. I live in Detroit. Look in your area. I mean, if you live in any kind of city, there is stuff like that. I guarantee you. Look at libraries, look at Chamber of Commerce, look at any kind of business incubators or co-working spaces. Co-working spaces always have events. Yeah, there's lots of stuff like that. So go face-to-face, get some business cards, and talk to people. And then never forget about the necessities in your life either. Do you go to a hair salon every month? Do you get your nails done? Do you go to a certain coffee shop all the time? What do? You know, talk to those people. I'm not saying push your services on them, but if they just know what you do and they like you and you frequent their business, it's kind of a give and take relationship. They're going to pass your name along. You know, my local coffee shop, they've never hired me for anything social media related, but they have passed my name on so many times to people, so much that I had to tell them to stop because it was getting out of control, okay? The next question that I get all the time is, what do you need to be like a freelancer? Like, what are your credentials? Where did you come from, woman? First of all, I'm not 18. Everybody always thinks I'm like 18. There's one thing. I have a college degree. I have 2 of them. So I went to school for film, video, media studies, and political science. That's not what you should go to school for. That's not what you should go to school for. Like, I don't know. My background in anything related to what I did is I worked retail management for a really long time. I worked my way up and assistant managed a lot of different stores, a few different stores. And so that's where like the business came in of any sort. Other than that, I have no business background. Besides the fact that my family is very entrepreneurial themselves. They're all artists and they all have some kind of a hustle. Pretty much all my mom's like 6 brothers and sisters have something. Like I have one that's a photographer, one that's a painter. My grandma and grandpa were both musicians and hustled their way through 7 kids, okay, playing at bars and stuff. Like, it's just kind of in my blood. I think that's a lot of it, but I also do think that there are some like hard skills that you do need, and I can only speak for social media because I don't do graphic design, I don't do copywriting. So I did go to school for film, so that helped a lot. I mean, we learned a lot about the business of film and video, obviously, and marketing and all that stuff, and then also learning how to make a video. You know, people often are like, you don't use your degree, do you? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I make videos all the time, not just for YouTube, because YouTube doesn't count. Political science, I feel like I use that all the time too, because I have to understand how people work and how people operate and how the world works, how to not post certain things on certain days and who certain people are that we should be, like lots of stuff like that. Do I think you should go to college? I think so. I think that if you can, you should. Now, I understand that I am very fortunate. I got a full ride scholarship to college. If I wouldn't have gotten that, I probably wouldn't have went to college, which means that I probably wouldn't have my real job. I keep saying real job, but you know what I mean? My job, because I'm pretty sure you need a college degree to have my job. So that is one thing to keep in mind. I mean, a lot of people who can't afford college or don't want to go to college do end up freelancing, which is cool. I love that that is available, but if you can go to college, I think that you should, just because I learned so much from school, and I just think it's a great opportunity, more so than like my actual classes, my internship. I interned at a scholarship. It's called the Kalamazoo Promise. I can tell you that. They're the people who gave me my full ride scholarship to school. And so I learned so much at that internship. And just for that reason, like college was a great experience for getting your first office experience out of the way and kind of being able to mess up at it as an intern. But like I said, I understand that not everybody can go, so don't feel like, oh my gosh, like my life is over, I can't become a social media manager, I can't become a freelancer, because you absolutely can. With that said though, if you are not going to go to college, you have to force yourself to learn. I cannot tell you how many people who have wanted me to like mentor them, and I'm like, okay, cool, read this book, watch this webinar, talk to me about this, ask me this question, let me tell you this, and they don't do it. And it's like, okay, well, you gotta do it. You know, social media in particular, but I mean, I'm sure for any freelance industry, changes so much. I mean, I can only imagine like web design and graphic design, the new stuff that is going on for you guys all the time. It's crazy. So you have to constantly be educating yourself, whether it's in the classroom or outside of it. And I think that's something that a lot of people aren't prepared for. A lot of people think this is like the easy way out. And it's like, no. Beyond all of that stuff, you have to be a really hard worker. Whether you freelance full-time or you freelance part-time like I do, you're going to be working all the time. Obviously, there are job-specific things. I mean, like social media, you have to know how to write. I cannot say that enough times. Double check your writing. Like, stop spelling things wrong, okay? You have to be able to read. You have to be able to communicate with people. You have to, like, have some knowledge of, like, news and trends and stuff. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this first episode of Freelance Friday. I know this was, we didn't really get into any nitty-gritty stuff, but I wanted to just start off slow. Gonna have any links that I mentioned in the description box. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't yet, and make sure to let me know if you liked this series or not. I will have another one coming at you probably not next Friday, but the Friday after. I'll try for every other Friday. See how this goes, unless you guys really like them. I don't know. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. Bye.